All right, morning. Just kind of going backtrack a little bit on our press conference we just had. I mean, first, just because I think it lends itself as I see some of our folks out here in the audience today, just thanking them, thanking all our supporters and fans, and really, once again, that's why we're here. You know, that brought our program back from the dead and has raised over $50 million. I mean, if you were at the game Saturday, what a great support group we had there, and I'm so appreciative to them for coming out and supporting our players like they did. I mean, we had a great fan base there. Band did a great job, so thank you for all that support we had last week. Obviously, this is it's a huge moment in UAB history, UAB football history, to have won the West and get a chance to play in the championship. So we need folks there, So I'm asking our fans, we need you there. 12:30 kickoff. We need to turn out and support this game, support our team, and appreciate all you've done for us. Hate we couldn't get the game back home, so obviously our team and myself and the staff are very disappointed we couldn't bring it back to Birmingham for everybody. But it is what it is right now, and so here we go. So let's talk about the game Saturday. Very disappointed. It starts with me, and we didn't get the job done. Give Middle Tennessee all the credit. They played very well, especially defensively against our offense. Yeah, we had some people out, no doubt, but we're not going to make excuses. I think, obviously they were very hungry. They were trying to get in a championship game. They did. No excuses on our side. We just didn't get the job done. So we got a lot of things to correct, a lot of things to fix. Obviously a very good team. I kind of thought going in we were probably the two best teams in the league, and it showed. So once again, give them a lot of credit. I think offensively we know we've got a lot of things cleaned up. Still got some guys injured. We're just going to have to fight through that. Defensively, probably played a pretty solid game, even though that's still not to our expectations against a really good offense. And special teams, for the most part, was really solid. So a lot of things to do, championship game, and we'll be ready to play. Questions?
Speaking of injuries, Tyler was banged up a little bit, maybe him for a couple of series. How would you go about this week determining who'll start that game, considering that with AJ coming in, there's not really a whole lot to work with, considering you had three offensive linemen now and his lead back wasn't back in there, so it's kind of hard to judge his performance on a consistency basis.
Yeah, that's a lot of good questions, and all of them very accurate. I think we're probably and granted, there was some positives for it when it happened that early open date. You start getting to game 12, 13, you're going to start seeing some signs, especially the wars we've been in with North Texas and Southern Miss, and then having to go play a Texas A&M team, and from Spencer to Tyler to AJ to O-lineman, we're just beat up, So we'll just kind of determine both guys, see how it looks this week and just make our best educated decision on who's best that can lead us this week. But both guys will be working to have that opportunity.
Very unusual to play the same opponent in back-to-back games. Do you ever experienced that before? And what type of challenges, or is it easier, do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. Probably you can go in the history of the game how many times have two teams played back-to-back. I can't answer that. So, John, I'm going to leave that up to you to go find out that history. But I don't know how many times that's happened. I know being an old high school coach, that was a playoff scenario where guys have had to play each other back to back. Maybe they played in the regular season or they were in the same area or region and end up playing them again. That happens a good bit, and I have been part of that. The back to back, I don't even know how many times I've heard of that. So it's very interesting. Very interesting. So I'm anxious to see how they handle it. Obviously we've got our thoughts already, and I had some thoughts going in. I mean, obviously there was a chance if FIU wins or we win, or so you had all those thoughts going in. I will say we did not handle, which starts with me. We did not handle being the West champ, having an SEC game, and then playing them. We did not handle it well for whatever reason. So granted, I will say injuries did play a role, but, we're not going to make any excuses. There are none to be made. It's just, we didn't play like we should play. They played excellent. I expect them to play just the same exact way, so we're going to see how well we play. But the back-to-back game does create a lot of, do we stay the same? Do we change? What plays did you like? What did you not? So there's all kind of factors that are going to be playing into this one.
Do you think that is an advantage playing them back-to-back? And, with those injuries, they probably didn't get to be able to see what y'all were capable of fully on offense. And them out too in that game. So do you think that's an advantage for them?
You know, I don't know. I mean, they, you know, maybe in their mind they feel like it's advantage to the same way. You know, hey, these plays we ran, we didn't like. These are plays that were there that we didn't use. I mean, they, you know, I talked about Tony Franklin. I mean, we came out in the first quarter in heavy formations and squeeze sets and bunches, a lot of things that we'd seen just a few times. So, you know, we were seeing a lot of things we hadn't seen a lot of. Give them credit for that. So do you see them again? Do they just go make a change and try and come to something you hadn't seen? Do we do the same thing? And, you know, for us, and it's just a fact, I don't know how many of those guys will actually get back. You know, I mean, they're really injured. So, you know, how will they handle this week? Can we get them back? Are they out? So there's still a lot of unknowns about who will actually have back for the game.
Anything else for Coach?
Coach, that's a difficult spot to be in, isn't it? When you're trying to win the war, but you know, giving up the fact that you might lose the battle.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, home field advantage is such a, not to cut you off, but it's such a big deal. You know, I mean, that's why they call it home field. You know, I mean, there's just from, you know, staying in your same spot every week to, you know, just your locker room, all those things that go into it. I mean, I would promise you I would have loved to play that same game in Birmingham to have a chance to get to this one. But, you know, hey, we had them here last year, and it was their turn to get to host us. So, like I said, we did not handle it perfectly. I mean, I don't think we were where we need to be. I think our players will be the first to tell you that. But I don't want it to sound like we're making some kind of excuse, because it was important to us to get to come back home. We did want to win the game, so it was not that we took it all for none of that. So when we go to win every single game. So I for sure don't want to make any excuses at all other than to give them all the credit, you know. So we're just going to see how we handle this one. But I believe in the staff and I believe in these players. So I think we'll be ready to play.
You made a little plea towards your fans. It's a 3-hour drive up
Yep.
there and stuff like that. Just talk about how important it is, and then you really need them to step up.
We do.
Because you talk about the home field advantage, and you need to turn them.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is, you know, should be you know, maybe even later down the road it becomes a neutral site game, you know. But I was really looking forward to getting this game here. We're 3 hours away, less than 3 hours maybe. I mean, we need our folks there. You know, it's an early kick. You know, you got time to get there though. 12:30. You know, the guys we had a great crowd there, but we need. You know, this team deserves that. You know, they deserve a great crowd, and really, if we were playing in Miami, I could understand it. But I mean, we're close enough that people can come see us, and you know, I think it would be great to get our big group there.
The confidence is still there, but you know, right now we're just disappointed that we weren't able to get home field advantage to bring the championship home. But we're still confident in our abilities and know that this next game is a must-win.
Are you concerned that there could be a negative carryover after a game like that, or you feel like you guys are, because I know you're beat up and banged up, are you concerned about that, or do you feel like you'll be on point Saturday with TCD?
No, I feel like we'll be able to bounce back because the last time we had a loss, Texas A&M was a big loss to us, but last time where we really had to figure ourselves out and find out who we were was Coastal Carolina earlier this season. And, you know, I feel like it just molded us and shaped us for the future to come. I just feel like the loss that we had last Saturday would do the same for us too as well.
So you played them once already. What areas of improvement do you think we can make to be competitive this Saturday?
Biggest thing I would say for us defensively is just a sense of urgency. I feel like this time around we know what to expect. We feel like we know what they're due and their tendencies. So I feel like this time around we just have a lot more experience. And you know, playing fast and playing hard is something that we do every Saturday. I just feel like this Saturday the sense of urgency will be turned up a notch just because it's win or go home.
Do you feel like the fact that it's only just a few days after going back up there and playing it, same team in the same stadium, do you feel like you might be able to have more of a feel for their team as far as their offense is concerned?
Yes, yeah, definitely an advantage because most of the time when you take a loss like we did last Saturday, you probably would have to wait a full calendar year, maybe 365 days to get the redemption back. But lucky enough for us, we have just 5 more days to do that. So we do feel like we have a kind of slight advantage just because we know what to expect moving forward.
This has a playoff feel to it, almost like a win or go home type scenario. You might fall back on your old high school days or something like that. Just talk about this type of situation, knowing that it's something similar to that, where you can rely on a past experience that you might have had, even if it was a few years ago.
Well, yeah, it would be something similar to high school. I think my junior year, we had win the game just to make it into the playoffs. And unfortunately for us at the time, we lost. So it was just a learning experience that I've learned then. So it's everything we had, we could put it on the line, so there was no regrets Saturday after the game.
Just from getting back in the building after the game on Saturday, what's kind of the mentality and kind of the feel, the feel of the team right now? You know, during the week, during the regular season, you might laugh and joke with you guys, but does it feel like there's more of a singular focus this week, almost real tight tunnel vision?
Yeah, well, the feeling I'm getting from it is revenge. Everyone's eager and anxious for Saturday to come by, just so we can have some type of redemption. Because I just feel like as a team we didn't play as well as we were capable of and what we usually do. But just the feeling that I'm getting overall from everyone is just a sense of redemption.
Is that the hard thing? Is to, nobody ever likes to lose, but to lose and not play your best. Is that something that you're using right now?
Well, the biggest thing I would say is it's just hard losing in general, period, no matter what, because just the outcome of the game, just losing itself, just knowing that we didn't play that well. But we're just going to use it as motivation for this Saturday coming on. That was a really good team. They have really good players and coaches. So we expect them to have the same thing this weekend. It probably turned up a notch even more. So we're just ready for Saturday.
It sounds like the offense is a little more beat up than the defense.
Yeah.
Is this a game where defense really has to rally together and say, "Hey, man, it's on us this week"?
Well, I don't like to do that because I just feel like those guys are going to show up like they do every Saturday. I feel like they're going to put up a lot of points and help us to win. Unfortunately, we did have a lot of guys sit out due to injury because it's been a long season. And those guys are, they go hard even in practice. Sometimes they're even tackling and, scratching and clawing. So, I expect for it to be bumps and bruises, but I also expect that this Saturday they will be very effective and we'll score a lot of points.
But that was a game that was kind of uncharacteristic for you guys to give up that many points. And as you mentioned a while ago, there's got to be like a burning desire to get back on the field Sunday. Play. Is that the feeling that the defense wants to, I guess, there's redemption for the whole team, but maybe even more so for this defense?
Yes, hats off to those guys. Saturday they came out firing off on all cylinders. They have a really good coach. They had a really good game plan. But the biggest thing for us is we want revenge and redemption this time around. So now that we know what to expect and we know what their tendencies are and the stuff that they like to do, now, there's really no excuses this time around. We have a second shot at them, which a lot of teams don't get that chance. So this Saturday, on defensively, we're going to try to throw everything we have at them.
We're pretty disappointed in not executing on some of the plays that were called, and we know we got to do a better job coming around to this week. But we know we just got to go back and work. This week at practice is a brand new week, get another swing at it, so I think we feel pretty good about it.
How do you think you guys what will you change this Saturday? What's going to be different, either mentally or just on the field from last Saturday?
I think we're going to come out with a little more enthusiasm. With a little more enthusiasm. We're going to be more enthusiastic. We just got to be ready to go, man. We just got to come out firing like they were ready to go. Just got to come with it, basically.
So you would say last Saturday their mental game was just a lot more there than ours was?
I think those guys had more focus. You know, those guys came to play hard. They played harder than we did, and so we just got to score more points, and that's what we're gonna do for sure.
Under this type of situation, the adversity that you're facing with injuries, how important is leadership this week for this team? Because you got to play with the hand that's dealt you.
Yes, sir. Man, guys step up. The guys are gonna always step up. Guys are hungry to play. You know, one man goes down and another guy steps up. Got to get the job done, and they know what's at stake. So it's gonna be fine. They'll be fine. We got them. We got their back.